How's it going, guys? Dom here with Dom's Vlogs. I am sorry for trying to make no edits on this video because the fact that Google Play Store has no good edits for these videos, and even through this camera here. Never ever get a Chromebook, guys, unless you know what the hell you're doing. But if I ever get an editing tool somewhere online than it is on a stupid app Play Store, the only thing that was good was intro bit. It actually made a pretty good intro. But today it's not that. It's Mystery Scenes Month and the show must go on. I promised you guys that. I was a lazy rabbit. Christmas. Let's continue on. Mystery Scenes Month. God, I miss it. What did we did? We did basically the death of one of the characters in Greece. That's one of the theories. And Indiana Jones meeting the Führer. So what else would we do? March of the Wooden Soldiers. That's a Christmas one I should have been doing after Thanksgiving. After, by the time it hit December, I was going to do it. But nope, I couldn't. I was lazy. So let's talk about it. March of the Wooden Soldiers, released in 1934, starred Laurel and Hardy as Ollie D and Stanley Dump, working in a toy shop, trying to pay off the mortgage, which is being handled by Silas Barnaby, out of all the people. And basically bribing the old lady in the shoe to actually marrying Bo Peep, when really they refuse on it because Bo Peep is basically dating the Tom Piper, the Piper's son. This is a fairy tale legend's dream. At the end, you have basically Tom being banished to Boogie Land for pig napping, and then you get the Boogeymen fighting the wooden soldiers. Like a huge war goes on in Toyland. I'm not kidding when I say that. The effects are amazing. The talent is amazing. The acting is amazing. Everything is amazing in this film. There is black and white. It's in color. You can watch it any shape you want. I don't care for me. If it's black and white, I'll take it. If it's color, I'll take it. It doesn't matter. But it's so good. The characters look nice. Some may be a tad bit creepy, like the cat in the fiddle, the mouse, which really looks like Mickey Mouse, and the three little pigs. But other than that, this is a great movie. Fairy tale movie, and also Santa's in there. It's a very nice movie to watch. But we're talking about the one scene, and we're talking about one character. And that's Silas Barnaby. Barnaby has been dubbed the meanest guy in town. Now you look at those fancy little houses, even the old lady's shoe, and you look at the toy factory, and you're like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It looks nice. And then you look at Silas Barnaby's house, it's got cobwebs, the mirror looks like it hadn't been cleaned in years, he looks like he hasn't cleaned his nails in years, he's old, he makes a creepy face, he basically has enough balls to break a stick with his own leg, and he doesn't even clean sunflowers, it doesn't even look that pretty. If you really want to go more further into it. This is what Silas Barnaby is. He's one of the meanest sons of bitches ever. So, why am I talking about him? Well, if you've seen the title card, I think Silas Barnaby is a boogeyman. Now let's get into that. Silas Barnaby alone, again, meanest guy in town, but you gotta see the actual signs of the movie. So, he goes down into a well. He climbs down, and then he pulls out a rock of sorts that opens up a small passageway going inside of Boogie Land, and he goes inside. So basically, there are two entrances to Boogie Land. There's that little entrance, and then there's the doorways that lead to the river area where all the crocodiles are. So, Silas Barnaby quite clearly also took a big, not a drumstick, you'd be stupid enough to say that, but it was like a big, thick stick, and he whacked in, I think, a stalactite, a big stalactite, and it made a huge bong, and the boogeyman appeared. They appeared, and they started to attack, and when you actually look at the scene, tell me this wouldn't traumatize your kid, because it actually is one of the best scenes to actually see, show a child. You've seen Wizard of Oz with those creepy little monkeys and that wicked witch, and the creepy trees. This one had probably the best scene in the entire movie, was the Boogeyman lair. It looks like hell. These boogeymen look like demons. They were so good. And This was when restrictions weren't a thing. The MPAA is not Hollywood, but also Hollywood is definitely not talent. This is a complete talent, and I love it. I love the Boogeyman. They dress nicely, and they don't dress the same. There are some with big ears, some with small ears, some with little fingers, which they're like noodles. They're not really claws, as they fixed beforehand, but the face paint on them, I think it's like a big mud mask. It looks scary, and that I will show to my baby's crib tonight if I was old. If I was a father, I would show this to my kid, because that has got to be one of the most entertaining movies out there. It's entertaining, it's fun, it's got lots of action, and it doesn't have to have actions like, guns a-blazing or anything like that. All you need is just a little bit of goofy fun with it. It's supposed to be a comedy, romance with a little bit of action and a great storyline. I love the storyline of Toyland. I love the craziness. But I'm surprised they need a king. I guess that's a thing now, huh? A king in Toyland? I don't know. But at the very end comes the best part, and that's the wooden soldiers. Oh my god, I love those soldiers. Not only are they very good soldiers, but they literally are good. They stop motion. It's beautiful. But they also use real life people in there as well for the soldiers. And that was the mistake that they made. Ollie D and Stanny Dumb, they made a mistake that turned into a dream that saved Toyland, and they were heroes. They stopped Barnaby in his tracks, and I guess he died in the actual little blockhouse that spelled out rat. And the Boogeymen were back to their lair, and I think they got eaten by crocodiles. But oh my god, the imagery of that movie was amazing. Now again, I think Silas Barnaby used to be a boogeyman, but then he went out and he shaved his face, I believe. Maybe he was the leader of the boogeymen, and he shaved himself. He shaved most of his hair off. He's supposed to look like an old man, but yet he has strength like these boogeymen. He also has the fear, but also commands leadership. And he's more of a savage animal, just like the Boogeyman. So, it's interesting. It's interesting, because how would he know? Why would he be in charge of the Boogeyman, right? Because he was a Boogeyman. Why do you think he banishes a lot of people? Why do you think he's acting like this? Now, if there was ever... I never wanted another... I don't want a sequel from this movie. To Hollywood, to the MPAA, to anybody out there that's making movies today, unless you're a YouTube guy and actually show real respect to the original, I do not recommend making a sequel to March of the Wooden Soldiers, or as it was called originally, Babes in Toyland. I do not. Do not. It's perfect as it is. I love the mystery. Now, the mystery of what happened to Silas Barnaby is unknown, which I like. My guess is he died, which pretty much, in a kid's thing, is common. It's common to have a dark moment like that. There's a reason why I called it the best childhood movie, along with Wizard of Oz. Because it took class. Not like these new movies out there that are coming out that are not classy at all, boring as hell, and have no good acting whatsoever. Unless for a few ones. This movie has it. And I highly recommend it every Thanksgiving and every Christmas for all of you to enjoy. Wow. That's actually kind of crazy how I got in this long, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the new scenery. I'm on a stool because somebody took my chair, but I hope you enjoy. I like the new scenery. I got this new light right here. Red light's here for a little bit of good scenery, and I'm thinking of fixing this area a little bit, not too much because it's mostly construction work, but I like to make it as neat for you guys as possible. And I hope to see you next Wednesday, because we're going to be doing another Mystery Scenes month. That's it, baby. Wednesdays, Mystery Scenes months. And I hope you all enjoy, because this is my gift to you. I hope you had I didn't really say this beforehand, and I pretty much am a separate character in somebody's sick, perverted mind. But I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope you had it, and I hope this year changes everything. Yes, I've seen the news. There are a bunch of dumbasses at the Capitol, but I'll tell you this. If you really are that smart, you stay home. If you're not that smart, then go ahead. Make a tent in the Capitol if you want. Because karma will bite you in the ass. That's all I can say. Good night.